Hi, my name is Chris Tom. I'm a voiceover talent and audio engineer here in Nashville. And if you're a voiceover person, you know that pretty much 80% of your time is marketing versus the 10 to 20% of time you actually spend recording and auditioning. And in that, Google is definitely your friend. But for myself, when I was going through Google and finding my results, it was just like, it seemed like such a pain in the tuchus, and so many pages, so much pagination you would have to go through, and pages and had to read all this stuff. And I wanted to find a way for myself, at least, to streamline this just a bit, make it a little easier, get my head around, because I'd rather just be able to just go down a list, click, qualify, yep, in and out, done. And I came up with this a few months ago, and I wanted to share it with you now to, hopefully help you in your marketing also. If you like it, cool. If not, no big deal. But check it out. You may enjoy this. So what we need to do is, there are going to be three things that we need to do. Is we're going to have to make a change to Google itself, and then there are two extensions that we're going to need to get. So let's go ahead and jump into Google real quick, and let's see exactly what we're doing. Okay, so now... So we're in Google here, and the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to have to change Google. So by itself, by default, Google only gives you 10 results per page. And by the way, please ignore my lovely wind chimes because it's so windy today. But Google gives you 10 results per page. But you can change that to get up to 100 per page. And that's the first thing we're going to do. So as we're on the default Google page, we're going to go down here to the right to settings, and oops, there it goes. And we're going to do search settings. Okay. Now, as you can see, as I said, our default is 10. We're going to increase this up to 100. Now, it says slower. It gives you a warning. It's going to be slower. But really, in relative to how fast Google is normally, it's not going to be that much slower. You won't even really notice a difference, okay? So now we'll scroll down, and we will save this, okay? And you want to save it? Absolutely. Okay, now you may get, like in some cases, you'll get a robot check and all this other stuff. The second thing that we're going to do now is we are going to get a plugin that is called, it's right here, it's called Infinite Scroll for Google. Okay, so what this is going to do is, as we're scrolling through our Google search results, okay, it's going to take like the first 100, okay, and when we get to the bottom of that list, it's going to go to grab to the next page, grab those results, and stick them onto the bottom of what we have now. Then we get to the bottom of that, it's going to do the exact same thing. Go to the next page, stick them on the bottom. I have found that I can do this. Infinite is a bit of a misnomer. It's not really infinite. It's not going to give you, how many ever thousands of results you do. But it's at least going to put the first 2 or 3 pages all together. So it could give you several hundred on one page, which will be great. Okay, let me show you exactly how this works, and you can get a better idea. So I have this installed, as you can see. It's up here in this little icon here, is a little infinity symbol here. Okay, so we're going to go to Google. And in this case, we're going to put in Texas corporate video production. So this is going to be, if it's in Texas and they have video production company in the video production in their title, they're going to show up on this page. Okay. As usual with Google, the more specific you are, the better. If you go per city, for area, if you do like, Northern Texas, Dallas, whatever, the searches are going to be better. But this is going to grab everything. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to hit enter, and now we have the first page of our results. Okay, so obviously, it looks just like standard Google and stuff, but I want you to do this. As I scroll down the page, keep an eye on the scroll bar here. I forgot the words for a moment. So we're going to scroll down. As you can see, we have a lot more than 10 results per page. Scrolling. Well, I should do a Texas song for that. So as we get to the bottom, you notice all of a sudden it was down here, and now it just jumped up to the middle of the page. So basically, it's just took the next page, tacked them on the bottom, as we talked about. So scrolling down again, down to the bottom, and going, and boom, gets a little bit less added every time. So basically, like I said before, I think I said this, I find like 2 or 3 pages I can get to, and that's it. Now, you don't have to necessarily scroll with the mouse wheel. You can hit page down, you can hit end. It'll do the exact same results. Every time you get to the end, you'll add more, get to the end again, add more, so on and so forth. However you do it, doesn't matter. Okay. So now we have a whole page of stuff. Now, technically, if we were going to do the old way, now if you wanted to stop here, that's fantastic. You got a ton of stuff you can be looking at. If you're one of those who doesn't mind, okay, well, I'm going to go here and I'm going to find all the different ones, kind of go through that way. But for me, this is still kind of a pain in the tuchus because I have to be on the browser, then I'm going to have to be going back and forth and all this other stuff. What I like to do is then use this next tool that I found to really fine-tune everything, okay? And what that is this extension here, Export Search Results, okay? What this does is it's actually going to take that page of information that we just put together, it's going to strip everything down to just the URLs, that's it, and export that to an Excel sheet, which then we can use and we can manipulate it and format it and do whatever we want. Super easy, okay? Let me show you how that's going to work. So as you can see, I've already got it installed here. The icon is way up here on the right, or it's up on the right. This little guy here is the little browser with the search thing, okay? When we go back to our page results page, okay, we just click here. Where'd it go? There it is. Click here, and then look, oh, holy crap. All of a sudden down here in the bottom, we have this little file that just downloaded. And now it's a CSV file, so if you make any changes, you'll have to, really you should, because that's just basically just a raw data file, you should change it to an Excel file when you save it. I'll show you that in a second. But anyways, we're going to click on this and open it up, and that's a template, which I'll be showing you in a second. And here we are. Now we've got all our lovely URLs in a lovely format that we can just kind of scroll through and look at them all. And as you can see, now it was a little more than a couple hundred. We got 277 results. Again, this is raw information. Whoops, I'm looking at the wrong camera. This is raw information, okay? So it's still up to you to qualify these, to do your due diligence, see if this is good, garbage, what have you. So we'll go through that also in a second. But this is basically get you further down the road than you were a moment ago, okay? So let's go back up to the top. And then, like I said, I have a template set up, and I'm going to show you in a second. Actually, I'll show it to you right now. So here it is. So this is version 1 of my templates. I'm actually up to version 5 because, okay, I'll be honest. I'm just a nerd, and I enjoy programming Excel sheets and FileMaker and all kinds of weird crap like that. I'm just weird that way. I'm okay. I embrace it. Don't knock me. But what this does here is I will actually be able to paste the information here. Now, this top calculation I have here, and I'm going to put all these calculations in the description of this video on YouTube. What this does is actually it's going to take a count of how many cells have data in it and basically plug that in here. So in this case, it was, what is it, 230 something I think it was, and it'll plug that in here. And then the next one I have here, this is actually sets up a live hyperlink. Let me show you this right here and show you why this is important. So I'm going to go here to my first results page. Okay, I'm going to click column A, and then I'm going to control click on, I'm on PC by the way, if you hadn't figured that out. On PC, control click and get rid of that URL because I don't need that URL to be plugged in. I just need the HTTPs. So then I'm going to copy it. I have my marching ants going around that guy. Go back to my first page here and do the first empty cell. Okay. Paste. Take a second, and now you can see it's automatically calculated. I have 226 URLs. Okay. So, as I've posted these in, these basically are plain text. Now, if I didn't have these two cells here, I would have to grab this, I would have to paste it into a browser, then go visit and all this other stuff. I've set up this aisle here, though, this column, I should say, this column here with live links. So let me show you this formula here. And again, I will post this into the comments. And what this does, this actually takes this and makes it a live link. Now, in my case, let's break down the formula a little bit. This first part you can do without. Basically, it's saying, hey, if there's nothing in the cell, don't show me anything. But basically, the hyperlink on, that's what you want, except for that second parentheses. You don't want that. But here, if you wanted to, you could change this to, like it's a link currently. You can change this to website. You can change it to, Barbados Slim, whatever you want it to do. It really doesn't matter. You know, it's basically this part of it is really kind of showing you the detail of the information. So we'll escape that. And so, like I said, so now I can go through here. So if I want to, let's go to Boss Media headquarters, okay? And we see these guys, and I hit the link, and all of a sudden, here I am on their website in a couple of seconds. I can go through here. I can qualify these in about 2 seconds. And I can say, yep, oh yeah, these guys, oh, they do work with these guys. Well, clearly, oh, they have all their reels. Fantastic. Obviously, they work with voiceover. I want to contact them, and so on and so forth, okay? Then we'll go back here. I have this column here, which I'll show you this formula, and again, I'll put it in the description, but this is super advanced. What this does, and you're gonna, if you choose to use this, there's gonna be a lot of data changing you're going to need to do to fit your sheet. But what this is doing, as you can see, it's taking this down and it's stripping it down to just the domain, and that's it. Which then, on one of my more advanced sheets, you could take this and you can actually use this to use this as the foundation to search other directories. Like, oh, I don't know, maybe a LinkedIn or something like that. Not saying that I do that. Wink, wink. But you can do that if you get advanced enough. No, I'm not showing you that today, so don't bother asking. But what you can do also, too, what I like this is I can then apply a conditional formatting to here. So basically go into conditional formatting and doing a new rule. And then, and by the way, I'm using Word 365. You should be able to do this on different versions. I don't know, though. This is what I know. And format only unique or duplicate values. And then set it for duplicates, and then I can change, say if I wanted to, I'll change this, like say to a lovely light blue, and hit OK, and hit OK. And so basically in this column now, when I have duplicates, it'll highlight this for me. It's like, hey, this is on here twice and whatever. Now you could say, oh, wait a second, Texas Pictures, that's solo. Why is it doing that? Well, because obviously the second one is way down here. So it'll basically search the entire column for duplicates and stuff. Once again, a little visual aid that I like to use to kind of give me a heads up. So speaking of visual aids, so when I go through this sheet, what I like to do is I have a color coding system for myself to let me know, A, it keeps track of where I am and if I've contacted these people. Now, one of the things I want to emphasize is this is not just by itself. This is one tool that I'm using, excuse me, in combination with Nimble or with HubSpot or something like that. This is basically just giving me the information that I need so I can reach out to them. And then what I do is as I go down this sheet, I have 3 codes that I like to use. I like to go, if it's like, so say first the 2 here, okay. Clutch, that's a directory. If I click on here, it's actually going to give me a directory of more companies, which is great. But it's not something I'm going to necessarily use on this sheet. So what I like to do is any kind of directory like this, like these guys, HubSpot, these are both directories. I will actually highlight these in yellow. So that gives me a flag that says at the end of the sheet, go back to these ones and kind of look, see if, like saying Clutch in particular, see if this one has any companies that you may have missed. Okay, so I'll go through and find all that stuff. Same thing with Production Hub and what have you. And as I go through, if I find other things like that, I'll do the same type of thing. In some cases, what I will do is if I am able to finally pull out an email for the person I need, but if I find like the email gets bounced back, or if I can't find the contact information, or if they just don't qualify. For example, if I'm looking for ad agencies, and if I find a company that all they do is social media, they don't do any video, they don't do any voiceover work, they do like, or if they're branding, they just do a branding company, I will mark those as red. I don't like to delete anything because I may have to reference it again, or I want to make sure that I don't go back to it in the future. So like in this, like say if Boss, we know they're good, but just in case they weren't, I would then mark them as red, as bad. Once again, having a visual reminder of what I have and have not done as I'm ticking down the list. And then obviously if I find a good one like Texas Pictures, we'll just say, hey, what are these guys about? Oh, well, they do Texas and their pictures. Oh, look, oh, all delis, yes, those are yummy. So we'll know yes, this is a good one to do. And then, whoopsie, where am I? There I am. So then Texas pictures, I will mark them as good once I have reached out to them. Okay. So there you go. What else can I show you here? I think that's a lot of it. You can use this manipulation, within Excel to do whatever with the data. Again, you're going to have to qualify all of these. They could be good. They could be garbage. It's up to you to figure it out. But for myself, this sped me up as far as my search process dramatically. That's it. I think that pretty much covers everything. That's all I can think of. I'll review this video, and if not, I'll tag more onto it. Or I'll reshoot the video, and you'll never know that this part existed. If you like the video, cool. Leave me a comment. Leave me a thumbs up. All the things that you do. If you didn't, leave me a comment still, but let me know what I can do better. Well, this is garbage. You rambled too much. I don't like your face. Whatever. It doesn't matter to me. And also too, if you want to subscribe, cool. I have more videos like this I'm going to be doing. The next video I have coming up, I'm actually going to do a video of how to use Google Maps as a way to track who you have contacted, who your leads are, different things like that. I keep hitting the mic, by the way, and so I apologize for that. The Google Maps was inspired by my dear friend Cliff Zellman, who I know many of you know and love, who gave me the idea, but I'll make a video about that showing exactly how to use that. And it's, once again, that's a super powerful for myself tool to give me a visual of like, okay, I have not marketed to this area enough. I've done way too much here or what have you. So that's it. I hope you found this helpful. Yeah, that's it. 2021 is going to be a brand new year. Make the most of it. You're going to be awesome. Has nothing to do with pandemic. You're just going to be awesome. And this year is going to be even better than last. So go out, go find your leads, as Mark Scott says, and have fun. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.